Hey guys, welcome to this video. My name is John Watts. I'm a consumer protection lawyer in Alabama. And a big part of our practice is helping clients in Alabama who have been sued by a debt buyer. So Midland Funding, Midland Credit Management, LVNV, Jefferson Capital, all these types of guys. And so I want to talk with you about the 5 options that we walk people through. Now, if you are not in Alabama, you may still want to watch this. Understand we can't represent you in a debt buyer lawsuit outside of Alabama. And the rules may be different in your state, but kind of going through these 5 steps may be helpful to you. And this is something that we started doing probably a decade or more ago, where we would just walk people through these steps to help them think through what is the best option for them. So let me tell you what the 5 options are very quickly, and then we'll spend a moment or two on each option, and then the video will be yours. So thank you for watching this. So the 5 options are: number 1, file bankruptcy. Very rare that that's appropriate, but every now and then that's a legitimate option. Number 2, fight the lawsuit on your own. So no lawyer. Number 3, settle the lawsuit on your own. No lawyer. Number 4, hire a lawyer to fight the lawsuit. Or number 5, hire a lawyer to settle the lawsuit. So let's talk about these. The bankruptcy option. If you have been sued in Alabama, I can guarantee you're getting a bunch of letters from people who are saying, hey, I can file bankruptcy for you, and there's this secret federal law called bankruptcy that can help you. I'm not sure how it's secret, but anyway. So all sorts of people will be telling you, file bankruptcy. Well, occasionally that's appropriate. I would say maybe every 200 people we chat with, we might say to one person, you know what? You really need to consider bankruptcy. Let me give you the name of a bankruptcy lawyer. But it's worth looking at. So bankruptcy, Chapter 7 would just wipe everything out. Chapter 13, you generally pay the whole debt, but you pay that over 5 years. Obviously, it has a devastating impact on your credit report, and you have to disclose that. Applying for a mortgage or a job or security clearance. Yes, I have declared bankruptcy. And so it can be very effective if all hope is lost. Okay. But I see people that are sued for $5,000, even $10,000. And that's really their only debt they're struggling with. And they go file bankruptcy. And I see people that, well, they'll certainly call us and say, hey, I've been sued for $1,200. Can you file bankruptcy for me? We say, well, we don't file bankruptcy, but we'll help you think it through. That is like me saying, my little finger hurts. And you say, I can fix it. I go, great. You pull out an axe and chop off my arm. Well, yeah, my finger doesn't hurt anymore. It's a little overly dramatic, right? To chop off my arm to get rid of a hurt finger. So that's what I see a lot of bankruptcy. It stops the problem of this, $3,000 LVNV case or this $10,000 Midland Funding or Midland Credit Management case, but it's too extreme in my view. And so we tell people, look, consider it, and we can go through the analysis. Would you lose your home if you filed bankruptcy? Do you qualify? But let's kind of put that aside and only come back to that if these other options are not good. So that's the first option. Second option is you fight it on your own. So you do not spend any money hiring a lawyer. Okay, so you're not writing a check to anybody like me. You instead handle this on your own. So you file your answer. You make sure you know about your court dates. If there's discovery that happens, you handle that discovery. And then you go to trial, if you can get to trial, or if you're facing summary judgment. And we talk about these in other videos. But the point is, you're handling this on your own. And so the advantages, no attorney's fees. The disadvantages, no attorney to help you. And so it's not always a good option. Sometimes it can be if you're willing to put in the work. You've got to spend, for most of these, a pretty significant amount of time getting yourself ready, because you're expected to know the rules of evidence. You're expected to know the rules of procedure. And if you are acting as your own lawyer, they expect you to know it like a lawyer would. So you've got to be willing to put the time into it. I talk about this in other videos. You either spend time or you spend money. That's true of any problem. I have a flat tire, I spend time fixing it, or I spend money getting somebody to fix it for me. My AC goes out, plumbing problem, whatever it is. Spend time or spend money. And so it can be a viable option. And if you want to do that in Alabama, we have all sorts of resources that we can share with you, at no charge, to help you to try to get you ready for that so that you can be successful. Because, hey, look, if you're successful, that's fabulous. Come back to us. We'll talk about, can we sue this company? Can we do some disputes on your credit reports? I mean, I've got a lawsuit right now I'm filing against a couple of debt collectors in all three bureaus because there was a guy who handled the case on his own and he won, and then he disputed this with the credit bureaus and they wouldn't take it off his credit reports. So all those guys are going to be invited to a nice little party, and we're going to tell them bring significant amount of money. Okay, so I'm happy to help people in Alabama to get ready for a case, even if you don't hire us to do it. But you have to be willing to put in the work, understand your spouse is not going to be there. They can't speak on your behalf. Your brother can't speak on your behalf. Your sister can't. It's you. You've got to go. You've got to handle this on your own. So bankruptcy, fight it on your own, settle it on your own is the third option. And so again, you're not paying a lawyer. You are handling this with the other side. You're negotiating a settlement, and then you make sure and pay them. Now, typically, we see these companies wanting about 75 to 85% in a lump sum. They used to want about 50%. But once a lawsuit's filed, a collection lawyer's involved, obviously they have a fee, then they want that type of money. And thing to keep in mind is there may be tax consequences. So if you owe $10,000 and you settle it for $75,000, well, then they forgave $2,500, and that may be reported as income to you. It doesn't mean you pay $2,500 in taxes. It means you pay taxes on $2,500 unless you are excluded or exempted from doing that. And the other thing is you have to understand about credit reporting. Are they going to take it off your credit report? And if they don't take it off, are they going to mark it as a zero balance? In that example of they had you at 10, you pay $7,500. Well, your credit report should not say $2,500 is owed. It should say zero is owed because you don't owe anything else. And so, again, for people in Alabama, now, I don't mean to keep harping on this, but if you're not in Alabama, please don't call us about, hey, can you help me, think through a settlement with them, because I can't. Okay, I don't represent people in other states unless they are suing in Alabama. So, this is just for folks in Alabama. I can walk you through, okay, how does the settlement work? What do you need to make sure that you have? And then make sure that the credit reporting is correct afterwards. So we've got bankruptcy, fight it on your own, settle it on your own. You can, number 4, hire a lawyer to fight it, or number 5, hire a lawyer to settle it. I'll just tell you our very simple approach, because people sort of combine that with us. We say, here's our fee. You give us authority to settle the case as long as you pay them no money, not one penny. I don't want to pay these guys not one single penny. And then they have to dismiss the case with prejudice. So because this is disputed debt, obviously they must not seriously think we owe it because they're going away for not one single penny, just our agreement not to sue them, then that is disputed debt. I've never had a problem with taxes on that. And the other thing is sometimes they'll say they'll delete the credit reporting, sometimes they don't. I really don't care. Because no matter what they say, we're going to take that order where we have the case dismissed with prejudice, and we're going to send that along with the lawsuit to Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. If it's on your Innovis report, we send it there. And we say, hey guys, I got sued. I didn't, this case is over now. Look, dismissed with prejudice. Okay? I didn't pay them anything. I want you to take this off my credit report. Most of the time they do. When they don't, guess what? We sue them. We sue the credit bureaus. Depending on what our settlement agreement is with the debt buyer, we may or may not sue the debt buyer. But we certainly would sue the credit bureaus for not taking this off when we have an order saying the case is dismissed with prejudice. So those are the 5 options. We've got bankruptcy, we've got fight it on your own, settle it on your own, hire a lawyer to fight it, hire a lawyer to settle it. And I hope that helps you to kind of think through those options. If you are in Alabama, feel free to call us 205-879-2447 or go to alabamaconsumer.com. And we can look up your case on the online court system no matter where you are. We represent people all over the state. We can look up every single case in Alabama. And we say, okay, it looks like you've been served. Here's your deadline. and just walk you through those options so that you can decide what is best for you. Doesn't matter what's best for me, what's best for your second cousin 3 times removed, or your ex-husband or your ex-wife. None of that matters. What matters is what is the best option for you. Only you. You're a unique person, and what might be best for you may be different for your neighbor or your coworker. But let's figure out what's the best thing for you, and then let you make that decision. If that involves hiring us, great. If you say, I'm going to do this on my own, hey, we've got resources to share with you to help you, whether you're fighting it on your own or you're settling it on your own. Okay, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.